Hey guys, it's Battle. Today I wanted to talk about my thoughts on Battlefield 1 and why every bit of gameplay I see makes me less excited, not more about it. When I first heard the rumors that the game would be World War I focused, I was actually really excited. I thought it would give a different experience, like something really unique than the same, AAA titles that have been coming out lately. It feels really, they're all just modern military shooters. They all feel basically, it's like the same thing over and over again. So, after the first trailer, though, like I just wasn't as excited as I was before. It was, I saw like they had like the Glitch Mob remix of the White Stripes playing. They had dudes in armor, hip firing machine guns. It just didn't really seem like right for a World War One game. It just seemed really out of place. The tone seemed really off. So since then, there's been the alpha happened, the event where like the YouTubers and game journalists type people were able to play happened, and it's just everything I've seen of the game so far has actually made me less excited. So the first thing that I noticed was that the tanks, they seem to drive at the speed of a modern tank, even though the designs of them are like a century old at this point. They soldiers seem to have, there's so many submachine guns and semi-automatic rifles, and there's hardly any bolt-action rifles. I guess they're still doing the thing where only the recon class gets bolt-action rifles. And, I mean, it really just seems so out of place in a World War One game. There wasn't any trench warfare. It was just guys, like, running and gunning in a village with submachine guns. So, it's really hard for me to even suspend disbelief in a game that, is based in World War One, but everyone has a submachine gun and they're running and gunning in a village. Like, if I didn't know that it was a World War One game and someone had just showed me gameplay, I probably would have guessed it was a World War Two game, or it was just something else entirely, because of the uniforms and the equipment looked older than World War Two. And I get, where DICE is kind of coming from with the weapons and stuff. They say that they don't feel like it's... They say that they can't really make bolt-action rifles feel different from each other, and they're saying that, they don't want Battlefield to obviously be way different from... Or Battlefield 1 to be obviously way different from the other Battlefield games. But to me, it just kind of seems like... For one, you don't need to make bolt-action rifles feel significantly different from each other. You just can have different bolt-action rifle designs and let them look different. And then, I mean, if you want the game to feel similar to other Battlefield games, what's the point of even using the World War One setting? Why not just make another modern Battlefield game? Like, it's completely not... You're not making a significantly different game, so what's the point of making it a significantly different setting? It adds nothing. So, that's been my experience looking at Battlefield 1 so far. The gameplay that you're seeing in the background right now is a game called the Verdun, which is on PC right now. It's been out for I think a little over a year. I'm not sure exactly how long it's been out. And it's actually coming to console this summer. I don't know the exact details. I just saw like a little dev vlog. I don't own a console, so I wasn't terribly interested in the exact details of that. And what you'll notice about this game is that it does a really, really good job portraying World War One. It's really gritty and brutal. I mean, there's like, it doesn't have the same amount of gore as some other games, like maybe Killing Floor or something, where that's a really big feature. But I mean, when you shoot a guy, he might twitch on the ground. That's not like the ragdoll, like farting out or anything. That's just the game, like having a guy twitch. They might gurgle. They'll scream. They'll bodies will get dismembered by explosives or large caliber rounds. There's gas and artillery attacks. There's... Bodies don't despawn like they do in other games, so around like choke points and trenches and stuff, sometimes you'll just see like piles of dead players, and that's just so freaky to see, especially when the people on top are like twitching or gurgling. So it really shows the potential that a World War One setting has in a modern shooter, but it's just so, when I heard Battlefield 1 would be a World War One shooter, I was kind of expecting like a more polished version of this game, which, maybe it wasn't what I should have been expecting out of Battlefield, but I mean, I feel like that would have been a way more interesting game and a way more unique experience. Luckily, I have this game, so I guess I'll just keep playing this if I want to play a World War One shooter. I definitely wasn't expecting run and gun with SMGs and the glitch mob out of my Battlefield World War One experience, though, and so So I'm pretty disappointed about that. I'm not saying I'll never buy or play World War or Battlefield 1, but it's just with how the recent Battlefield launches, Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 went, and how with just like how excited I am about Battlefield 1, I definitely won't be picking it up at release for $60. It really just seems like more of the same, even with the setting, and honestly, it's just kind of disappointing, because if it was more of the same modern shooter, at least I could be like, well, this is kind of what I expected out of a modern shooter. With the World War I setting, it's not only disappointing because it's more of the same, it's also disappointing because that setting has so much potential it's not being realized. So, I mean, I guess I'll just, I'll be saving my money using it to buy other games that are more unique experiences, like Verdun, or like Squad, which is going to be a really cool game, over time as it gets developed out more, or like Titanfall 2, which I'm actually really excited for. I haven't seen anyone talking about that at all. The single player and multiplayer trailers released on the same day, and it looks like there's so much more content than there was in Titanfall 1. It looks so much more polished, and frankly, I'm way more excited for that than I am for Battlefield 1. The only thing that I really want to mention from here is that the only people that I can see who I'd really would be like, hey, Battlefield 1 seems like a good game to pick up, would be console players, because they don't really have that many choices when it comes to shooters. They can't get Squad, they can't get Verdun right now, they can't get Arma, they can't get DayZ. There's so many other awesome experiences out there that are different that I really feel like it's a shame that console players can't experience that. And yeah, I don't know really where else what point I wanted to make with that exactly, but I do think that it is a shame that a lot of the more unique experiences out there you guys can't experience on console. Anyway, I want to give a quick shout out to a guy named Elite Diesel. He reached out to me on Twitter the other day, and he's been helping me out with my thumbnails, with end cards, just with some nice art and stuff for the channel. I'm going to leave a link to his description, or his channel, in the description. And I appreciate if you guys would check out his content as a thank you from me. And I just wanted to get your feedback on this video. I've actually tried a couple different things. I took the time to write out an outline and a script for this video, and I'd really like your feedback. So after the end card and my closer, I'm going to actually run out the rest of this gameplay and let you guys kind of see what I'm talking about with just how gritty and immersive this game is. I'm going to let the gameplay sound and everything come out. And so I think that's pretty much it, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more of my commentaries, tips, or gameplay in the future. If you want to chat or maybe game, I've got my Discord link in the description, and I hang out there whenever I'm at my computer. Also, I have a Twitter and a Facebook if you want to reach out to me there. And if you enjoy my content, I'd really appreciate your support on Patreon. And back to gameplay.
Deserteure werden Deserteure werden erschossen!